long-term health care conditions, also known as comorbidities as well. Something I would like to talk to you about today, because I don't think a lot of us know how many people we're talking about that have these long health conditions or these long-term health conditions or these comorbidities, and we don't really know what the conditions or the comorbidities are. So let's dive into that a little bit, okay? All right, according to this article, the National Institute on Aging, 85% of older adults have at least one chronic health condition, 60% have at least two. Okay, this comes directly from the CDC, and this takes you through a little bit in a deeper, this is directly from the CDC's page here. This goes a little bit deeper in an age breakdown, okay? So I took the 55s, there's a 60 and a 65-year-old bracket as well that starts to kind of break this out. And you can see the percentages of males and females and how many have. Where I found this to be an interesting topic is this, okay? I was watching Peter Attia. I know everybody's like, dude, again with Peter Attia. You guys, his content is fantastic. You can't deny it. It's amazing. And it's so specific to what we're doing. Every day I find something new that I'm just like, that's a great topic. I want to be able to dive into that a little bit. So I'm loving it. I hope you're enjoying it too, okay? All right. He's talking to Lane Norton, okay, a celebrity personal trainer, if you will, long time veteran in our industry. And they're talking about how the average person the average older adult has 3.2, not the average older adult. The average person with 3.2 comorbidities has a low standard quality of life and is in a what they would classify as weak state category of strength, okay? And basically kind of utilizing, much like grip strength, how if someone has a poor grip strength, we can create researched assumptions that show that in most cases your weak grip strength at a certain age goes to show you that you have lacking mobility, sarcopenia, osteopenia, you're on at least 3 medications, and that your quality of life is 50% or lower, okay? So it's a predictive or a predictive precursor to kind of showcase, if I could just test your grip strength really quick, I could get a bit of a pretty specific, within 97% accuracy, by the way, on the grip strength, okay? I can get a pretty accurate description or overview of you based on one test, okay? So that's kind of the goal of this, is to look at the number of comorbidities and say, can we create that same snapshot, that same overview using this checklist, okay? Now, when we dive into this, you guys are going to be, I think, you'll be shocked. So let's take a look. Here's our list of comorbidities, okay? Again, this is directly from the CDC's webpage. Now, when you look at this, number one, cancer. How many different types of cancer are out there? Let's find out. I should have done this. Let's find out right now. Let me talk to Siri over here. I actually don't do that because Siri is going to realize I'm a Russian spy if I talk to her too much.
Now it's out there.
How many forms of cancer are there?
Lots.
Let's see that. Search me. Google me, bitch. Okay. There are more than 100. That's from a movie, by the way. I wasn't saying that to her. There are more than 100 types of cancer. Usually the names based on organs and tissues and their different forms of cancer, including lung, brain, etc. Okay. So if there's 100 or more types of cancer, and you have one comorbidity, but think of all those 100 different options that you have. It's not just do you have cancer, there's all of these different forms of cancer. So it's not really one category, it's 100 categories, right? You could have any of those. That's going to classify more people in there. Then we go down to something like physical inactivity. What does that mean? Okay, probably means you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, because if you were active, your bones wouldn't be soft. Very, very few people that are physically active, putting enough demand on their body, and their bones are still rejecting the density to it. There's a different type of disease for that, and it's not based on inactivity. It's something with your immune system. It's an autoimmune issue. So you could assume, again, I'm just lumping and generalizing, you could assume osteopenia, osteoporosis. You could assume sarcopenia. You could probably assume a cardiovascular issue, because if they're not physically active, then they're out challenging their heart and their lungs. so we're going to have an issue there. We could assume physical limitation or injury, pronounced limitations and inabilities, right? So each one of those, an injury, any of those areas, that's a whole other category. So it's not just 21 things or whatever we have on here, it's hundreds of options that you have as comorbidities. And then if we think about those and we dive into something, look, mental health disorders, okay? So if you're a little bit depressed, comorbidity. If you're taking medication for your little bit of depression, 2 comorbidities, because another one is you're taking medication, right? If you're on 1 or 2 or 3 or more medications in a chronic format, not taking on a short term. So you see how quickly the comorbidities can line up. Such a little bitch. Our dog's yapping because Key's in here working out. And she's on the floor, and that's his domain, and he can't get in here. Okay? Tuberculosis, you got the tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, sickle cell, smoking, or you were a smoker, okay? That still counts. Even if you quit 30 years ago, there's been enough damage done to be considered that you have a comorbidity, okay? HIV, any of the heart conditions, there's so many different heart conditions. You have, I don't know, 10 or 15 different diseases for sure, and then you have your valve issues, and you have stents and everything else, all comorbidities. My point is it's not 21 or 20, whatever this number is. It's not just that little list where we go, oh, here are the things that we have to worry about. This is a massive list. This is a huge list. There are hundreds, if not 1,000 different comorbidities that we can have. And so when we look at a country and we go, oh, hey, half of our country has at least, well, more than half, 78% of our country has at least one comorbidity. Okay, and then it was like 60-something% has 2 and 48% has 3. And again, that's for our older adults. So we're looking at a third of our population. There's 331 million, so you're looking at 110 million people, okay? And the majority of them have at least one, if not more. Now we lump in with this osteopenia, sarcopenia, obesity, the big 3, osteosarcobesity. A third of our country has that. Again, all listed as comorbidities. These are giving us snapshots, number one, that our country is not healthy by any means. I would guesstimate, and I know there is a chart that does this, but I would guesstimate that we are one of the unhealthiest countries. By demographic and breakdown via location, the south half of our country is in much worse health than the north of our country. And then the coasts on each end are the healthiest, okay? California, Colorado, Idaho. Okay, I know Colorado's in the middle. California, Colorado, Idaho, and then New York and Maine or something like that. I think those are like 6 of your top 10, something along those lines, okay? This is an issue for us, guys. And if we can be as accurate with grip strength and kind of getting that snapshot of someone's overall health, simply looking at a list of comorbidities and saying, if you have 3 or more of these, we are in big issue. They have a big issue. We are in a time-sensitive situation that needs your action now. This is front of the line, greatest priority. Action needs to be taken. I don't care if you're 35 or if you're 85. Action needs to be taken. I don't feel like, the whole point of this rant is that I don't feel like we place enough urgency on this, because we just look and go, oh, I don't have cancer and I don't have HIV and I don't have a body mass index of 30 or more. I'm good. You're not, bro. Okay? You're not. If you have a banged up ankle and you're taking medications and you used to smoke, 3 comorbidities. Okay? This is a great concern. My point is I'm trying to show you guys how easy it is to actually be considered in the risk, and how a great chunk of our country is there. So the moment is now, okay? If you are not taking steps currently to improve your health by the following 5 things: sleeping enough, hydrating enough, eating well, exercising on a regular basis, and something to manage your mindset, meditation, quiet time, whatever it is. You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your mind. You have to take care of your emotions. You have to feed it and water it appropriately and resistance train it somehow to help it maintain and or improve its overall strength, posture, abilities. This is vital. Now, I know some of you, you're the primary caretakers, you're the guardians. You need to do this more than anyone else. I know I'm talking to a lot of the moms out there, dads too, but a lot of the moms. I'm in charge of helping everybody, overseeing everybody, making all the meals, getting everybody where they need to go. None of that shit gets done if you go down. Okay? Yes, you're the linchpin, more than likely. Moms or dads, whoever this is working this role. Okay? You are the linchpin that's holding this whole thing together. And yet I will hear you say it's selfish if I want to go exercise and take an hour of my time every day to go improve myself. If I want to go get a massage, if I want to go do a hot sauna and cold plunge therapy, if I want to go to physical therapy for my back, if I need to go get cupping done on my neck, I hear you say that's selfish. You're taking one of 168 hours in that week to work on improving yourself. Ideally, you should be taking at least 7 of those 168 hours. Hopefully, you're sleeping a third of those 168 hours. And the rest of that you can use to serve. I'm all about service. I want to be someone who helps others. My life's work is about it. So I'm not blaming you for that. What I am saying is it's selfish of you not to take this time every day to improve yourself. It's selfish of you not to invest in your health, to invest in improving yourself so you can continue to take care of all those other people. You deserve that. That hour is your hour. That's your time. That's your time to work on you. You deserve that shit. You earn it. You invest in it. And the people around you are going to reap the benefits of that time. So don't do that to yourself. Don't poo-poo this. Don't say, oh, no, I can't. It's selfish of me. I'm about everybody else. It's selfish if you don't. I'm in your corner, man. I got your back, okay? You can do this. Make these changes. Get off this list. Get off this list, okay? Get as many of these as you can. I have a medication. My thyroid was taken out. I have a medication I've got to be on the rest of my life. So that's one I'm going to have no matter what. But I can control if I get my body fat too high. I can control if I put myself in positions to get injured. I can control a lot of these. Some of them we can't. It's just going to be chance. But in many arguments, the food you put into your body may lead to some of the cancers. The environments that we put our bodies in may lead to some of the cancers. These are all decisions that we have to make. This is a high value for you. It should be. We're talking about the one and only life that you get. You want to maximize your time and your abilities and to care for others? It's got to start with you.